Hi everybody, I'm Bill Panoff and welcome to the magnificent island of St. Kitts. We are here on top of Timothy Hill, a gorgeous vantage point with the Caribbean Sea on the left, the Atlantic Ocean on the right, and behind us, sister island Nevis. We are going to take you around this beautiful island and venture deeper and show you all that St. Kitts has to offer. It's a great pleasure to be here on the island of St. Kitts, and we're here at Port Zante, and we're here with the CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Tommy Thompson. Tommy, how are you?
I'm great, Bill. Welcome to St. Kitts.
It's nice to be here. Last time we were together, we were at Sea Trade in Miami, but now we're actually here on the island. It's a beautiful day, 2 ships in port. It's really booming here.
Yep, it's really busy, and all the vendors are out, and people are going on their tours and cruises, so it's really good.
So why would someone consider St. Kitts over other islands? What makes it so different?
Well, first of all, it's just absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Sure.
The topography is amazing, and then there's just so much to see and do here on the island. So, you know, if you just want to relax, you can go to the beach and do that. But if you're more adventurous, you can do the zip lining, the ATVing, and of course, one of the most popular ones is the rum tasting and the rum tours. So that's really popular here.
We have to try that later. I'm also very impressed by the lushness of the island, and the vegetation is just so beautiful.
And one of the things you got to realize too is that we actually have one of the rainforests that's actually growing instead of shrinking. So we're very, very pleased about that. And it's just beautifully lush and green at the moment.
So when guests come off the cruise ships, and the cruise ships are in such close proximity to Port Zante, it's just beautiful. The retail and the local merchants and the restaurants, everything is just right here.
It's very close. I mean, the island is really a tiny island, basically. So it's very easy to get to anywhere that you need to get to. It's like 10 minutes to the beach, and then like 20 minutes you get to the rainforest and to Mount Liamuiga. So those who feel athletic and energetic, then they can go and do a hike up there. You got to be in shape to do that, though.
Cruise calls are on an upward spiral. I mean, every year more and more ships are coming here, and more and more people are taking shore excursions here in St. Kitts.
There are a variety of things that you can do here. So it's scenic train, hike the rainforest. So there's a lot of things that you can do here. But also one of the most popular things that people like to do is to go to the Strip, where we got about 8 or 10 beach bars where you can go eat, drink, and be merry, and line with the locals. So it's really, really popular.
There you go. And beaches are very popular here, and the beaches are in very close proximity to where the ship docks.
It takes you about 10 minutes to get to the beach, so it's very, very easy to get there. And, one thing about Port Zante, we're in the center of town, and, people can walk into town. There's a lot to see and do here, but also we got a number of nice local restaurants in the area where people can go and have a Caschetta meal. So, it's a lot happening right here, right now.
Tell me about the new campaign you just launched for the island, Venture Deeper.
Yeah, Venture Deeper. We're very, very proud of it. What we did was we took the aesthetics of the island, the amazing sunsets, the beaches, the tropical lush fauna, and we used that as a guide for us to come up with the campaign. So what we really want is for people to come to the destination to get a richer experience. So we want them to venture deeper into what St. Kitts has to offer. And that's the culture, that's the culinary, and just so many things that are here to do.
Tell us about the cuisine on the island.
One thing about St. Kitts, they know Caschettas, they know how to party, they know how to live, and Caschettas are bold, and the flavors on the island are also bold.
It's a beautiful island. Thank you for the opportunity to interview you today, and onward and upward, St. Kitts.
Well, I'm so happy to have you here. So enjoy your stay in St. Kitts, and most importantly, tell your friends and family how great we are, and come on by.
We're here with Melnicia Marshall, the Deputy CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning. I am great. It's a wonderful sunny day.
Everyone is happy to be here. I mean, everyone coming off the ship has a big smile on their face. They're going to be taking a shore excursion. They're going to be sampling the local cuisine. They're going to be shopping here at Port Zante. What should people want to take away from St. Kitts when they leave at the end of the day?
Well, one of the things that we hope that they will do is to venture deeper in St. Kitts. We don't want them to just sit on the beach with a pina colada. We know that that's great, but we want them to explore the island to really get the sense of what St. Kitts is truly about. So we're inviting them to go and hike Mount Liamuiga, 3,792 feet. Maybe take an ATV and see some of the ruins around the old plantations. Or if they just want to do an island tour and visit the botanical gardens or Brimstone Hill, that's great.
You know, I was only been here for a couple days already, and I flew in, and I noticed one thing about St. Kitts. The minute I stepped foot on the island, everyone had a big smile on their face.
Yes, we are very warm, friendly people. The island is very beautiful, and so what's not to love?
We have an exciting day ahead of us. You know, I'm going to be experiencing the local cuisine, taking shore excursions. They're going to have me paddle boarding, jet skiing, dancing, and so much more. If you're considering a vacation, make St. Kitts your first stop. We started our island tour with a drive down the colorful halfway tree village to reach our first stop downtown, Basseterre, the historical heart of the island. Its must-visit highlights include the St. George Anglican Church, the Berkeley Memorial, the Old Treasury Building Museum, Independence Square, and so much more. Exploring downtown was an emotive and unexpected surprise that captured the enduring spirit of history. Get ready, because we're about to venture deeper. We visited the Old Rum Distillery to get a taste of the spirit of the island. This interactive tasting experience is located in the enchanting forested surroundings of Wingfield Estate. We came to learn more about how sugar is made and how rum is made from sugar in this age-old Kittitian tradition. This is the oldest distillery in the Caribbean, dating back nearly 400 years. It was fascinating to learn about the meanings behind the colors, tastes, and the smells of rum. Bottoms up, it's rum o'clock. The world-famous Caribelle Batik is set in approximately 8 acres of Kittitian land. The manor has a rich history dating back over 400 years, and it was once owned by the great-great-great-grandfather of President Thomas Jefferson. Visitors frequently express a sense of spirituality when visiting the gardens. In the 1970s, the manor became a boutique enterprise that combines Kittitian creativity and colorfulness of the region. This handmade method of textile design originated in Java, Indonesia, and is now used on the property to create beautiful mementos for tourists and locals alike. Each is uniquely crafted by a Kittitian. No two pieces ever look alike. Don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind retail experience. Fun under the sun takes a whole new meaning when the sand glitters below your feet. Our next stop is a beach where the sand castles get a touch of sparkle. The Sealass Beach is made up of black volcanic sand, and it's a heavenly playground for lovers of arts and crafts alike. Consider a stroll down to Sealass Beach and bring back home with you a piece of St. Kitts beaches. St. Kitts has plenty of sandy real estate with turquoise waters that are worthy of a postcard, where you can live your best vacation life and sunbathe in the rays of the Caribbean sun. If you want sand between your toes and a healthy dose of vitamin C, then you'll find your perfect sun-kissed spot right here on St. Kitts. It's time to dive into the wild. The rainforest is calling. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Liamuiga. Let's go explore. Mount Leamiga is a stratovolcano in the western part of the island.
It's a very beautiful place, and we got like 400 different species of tree, and I can tell you that they all stand for a purpose.
Wow.
Because a third of the island mountain land is like this, which is like 36%. And
Wow.
any place you know get like 65 to 85 inches of rain a year is
Wow.
enough to be a rainforest area, and that's what we got here. This is our government land, and their policy is not to sell none of this. So hopefully it will go back to the master in time to come in very good condition.
Any snakes here in the...
We don't have any snakes.
No
the one
snakes.
we had already disappeared.
I see.
Because there was a little animal which was brought to the island in the early centuries by the French. And it's called the mongoose.
The mongoose.
And that eats frogs, snake, and guanas.
Gotcha.
So all gone.
Our guides stop regularly to point out the rich diversity of this lush greenery. Although I think he was just being nice and giving me a chance to catch my breath and catch up with him.
Can be 8-10 feet wide. The fungi you're looking at there is white in color, magic fungi, which people normally eat, but make you sick in the gut and can hallucinogenic you.
Hiking in the Kittitian rainforest is no walk in the park. Stones, exposed roots, and an unforgiving heat made this adventure challenging, but very rewarding.
Here comes the termites nest.
Oh wow, look at that.
And termites do not eat living tree. They recycle by eating all the dead stuff in the forest. They clean the floor of the forest. Wow.
That's got to itch.
We made it! How many miles was that, O'Neill?
3 miles.
3 miles.
And your round trip 6 miles. 3 up, 3 back.
3 up, 3 back.
Very good, man.
6 miles, man.
And remember the #1 rule of hiking: take only pictures, leave only footprints. Great views are not meant to be captured, they are meant to be experienced. And that's exactly what we did when we headed northeast of the island to the Black Rock Cliffs. Its Chateau house-style booths are an excellent place to pick up a tropical souvenir before catching a glance of this majestic lava rock formations. Satisfy your senses with the calming sound and spray from the ocean crashing against the rocks. This is one sight on the island you don't want to miss. The island's history is as rich as it's tumultuous, and there is no place to better appreciate the stark contrast than our next destination. St. Kitts is home to the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site of historical, cultural, and archaeological significance. This 17th century fortress will transport you back in time to a period when the island served as an important port of trade and military hub. The imposing landmark is made of stone, carved from Brimstone Hill's volcanic rock. Construction on the site began in 1690 and continued intermittently for over 100 years. It's a steep climb to the top, but as I learned earlier in Leamiga, the best view comes after the hardest climb, and this one was definitely worth it. The top of the Citadel is home to the Fort George Museum, a well-preserved area where one gets lost in the pages of history. Its elevated vantage point offers panoramic views that extend beyond the mainland. Here guests are able to catch a glimpse of the island's Dutch, English, and French neighbors. At the top, there are also numerous cannons, along with rooms where the roots of history run deep. It's this architecture and powerful military defense that made the building an impregnable fort, earning its nickname, the Gibraltar of the Caribbean. Landscapes that blend between the blue of the sky and the shades of lush greenery, white sandy beaches, and a rich cultural and architectural history. The time has come to say goodbye. My compass has found a new north, and it points to this very special place the Kittitians are so fortunate to call home. My greatest memento is the cherished memories we built together as we ventured deeper into St. Kitts. Until next time, I'm Bill Panoff, and happy travels.